A peerless beauty has arrived at the Dragon Gate Inn, becoming the second most significant news in Lingzhou City these past 2 days, only surpassed by the return of the Crown Prince from his travels. Curiosity seekers nearly broke the threshold of the inn. Business was booming, and every time the stunningly beautiful woman emerged from her room to dine, it attracted a crowd of idlers eager to catch a glimpse of her. Initially, only the younger dandies participated, but later, wealthy merchants who were past their prime and lacked the vigor for their beds also came to admire her beauty, all unanimously sighing that her loveliness was a feast for the eyes. Gossips claimed that this lady was even more captivating than the most celebrated courtesan in Lingzhou, Yu Wei. Even gentlemen who had traveled beyond Lingzhou and seen the world agreed they had never encountered such a delicate and enchanting woman. Talented scholars were willing to spend a fortune to secure a good spot in the inn, sipping wine with the thought that they were intoxicated not by the drink, but by her presence, spreading out xian paper on the table to imitate and paint. The beauty, a foreigner, remained indifferent, regarding everyone as if they were of no consequence. She only drank the finest aged flower-carving wine from Lingzhou and ate with slow and delicate chews, not as demure as a modest maiden, yet with a unique charm. However, the 2 knives of varying lengths on her table deterred many ill-intentioned rakes. How could a well-bred young lady go out alone and carry 2 knives? The more extraordinarily beautiful the flower, the harder it is to pick. This is a realization that the sons of the wealthy and powerful must have, and it is also a profound truth long pondered by those who have been a scourge to their communities. Just like the 2 county princesses in the Biling mansion, who would dare to take an extra glance, not fearing their eyes to be gouged out? The leader of the Lingzhou dandies, Crown Prince Su, once said, we are all in the business of being dandies. It's not as easy as the common people think. It also involves following certain paths and rules, and we must be worthy of the heads on our shoulders. Our heads are not for defecation, our butts are. Therefore, the dandies of Lingzhou are particularly proud when they go out to neighboring states, looking down on the local rich and official children, always boasting that they have family background, money, and, by heaven, brains. Now that the Crown Prince has returned to the city, can the appearance of a beauty and the presence of the Crown Prince be far behind? The answer deviates somewhat from expectations. The admirable and hateful Crown Prince arrived 3 days later than everyone thought, but he did come. As soon as he appeared, everyone consciously left the inn. Naturally, who would dare to compete with the Crown Prince for a girl or a courtesan? Who hasn't paid a bloody price for it? Isn't Tang Gongzi from Dengzhou a man of profound family background? Not only does he have a father of the 3rd rank, but he also has a grandfather who is a 2nd-rank Guanglu doctor in the court. He tried to compete with our Crown Prince for the courtesan Yu, and as a result, he returned to Dengzhou with a broken arm. Later, it was said that his father, who was the governor of Dengzhou, personally went to apologize, but he was not even allowed to enter the mansion's gate. The Crown Prince issued a word, just one word, roll. Then suddenly became empty, with no one outside the door, but the innkeeper still had a flattering smile on his face, offering the best flower-carving wine he had been keeping for many years, saying that he dared to welcome the Crown Prince back from his travels. Oh dear father, the Crown Prince, who never paid for wine in the past, changed his nature and gave a reward of a 5,000 silver ticket all at once. The innkeeper hid behind the counter in a flash, holding the silver ticket with trembling hands. He was not worried that the Crown Prince was just pretending to be generous in front of the beauty, because the silver that came out of the Crown Prince's pocket has never been heard of being taken back, absolutely a king's demeanor of not taking back the spilled water. Generally speaking, it is true that Lingzhou City is afraid of the Crown Prince, but after so many years of lawlessness, no one has been desperate to hang themselves or jump into the river. For example, those who were fortunate enough to be invited into the Biling mansion all said that they were just appreciating the scenery with the Crown Prince, leaving behind some personal items like a belly band, and at most were groped a bit, and were not forced to do anything cloudy and rainy. At first, no one believed it, but later several beautiful virgins were examined after leaving the mansion, and it was found that what they said was true. This made some promiscuous women secretly regret why the Crown Prince did not abduct them into the mansion. Was it because they were not beautiful enough? Su Fengnian sat opposite the white fox face, personally uncorked the flower carving, and the fragrance of the wine instantly filled the air. He sentimentally offered a bowl, but it was not accepted. Su Fengnian put it down and laughed. Rest assured, I have done the trick of putting sleeping pills in the wine, but I know you are a master with profound internal strength, so I will not humiliate myself. Usually, I might try it, but today I only brought old Huang, and I'm afraid you will knock on my head with the two swords, embroidered winter and spring thunder. Besides, I don't have a penchant for male love, so why are you afraid? Are you worried that I will take your two swords? That's too small to look down on me, isn't it? The white fox face smiled slightly and finally picked up the wine bowl, taking a sip. Just these ordinary little actions almost made Su Fengnian, who had seen countless beauties, dazzled, and he wished he could beat his chest and ask why such a beauty was a man. The voice of the white fox face was soft and pleasant, saying, "Ye, the one who can casually give away the devil's Bible swallowing gold treasure book, is indeed not the one who covets the two swords, embroidered winter and spring thunder." Su Fengnian added, "It's not like, it's not da." From the accidental encounter to the reluctant acquaintance, over the course of 5 months, the white fox face has always been sparing with words, only a little better than a mute, not as willing to talk as today. I remember the first words he said were a bolt from the blue. "Yeah, I am a man." At first Su Fengnian didn't believe it, but after getting along for a long time, the experienced prince had to believe it. Because the white fox face, although not talkative, is accustomed to doing whatever he says, such as killing those robbers, saying he would kill them all and not leave a half-dead one. He said he would escort Su Fengnian into Lingzhou City with a secret book, even though he could go back on his word and leave, but he still followed Lingzhou. What's more, the feeling given by the white fox face is indeed not a woman, drinking like water, killing people like picking grass. Su Fengnian believes in intuition, and he couldn't stand the condescending eyes of the white fox face at first, and he said with confidence, "Yeah, I am a son of a noble family, a big dandy, not the beggar in your eyes." The white fox face responded lightly with a chilling remark, "I don't lie, but I don't like others to lie to me. If you lie to me after I enter Lingzhou, I will kill you and put the swallowing gold treasure book on your body." Su Fengnian thought all the way that the white fox face was a madman who is beautiful to the extreme, a madman who is beautiful to the extreme and has deep martial arts skills and likes to play with knives. The key is that he is also a man. Su Fengnian's heart is broken. It was agreed to marry the fool Huang man to the most beautiful woman in the world. If it were a woman, it would be a simple matter. When he arrived at his place, even the top 10 masters in the world would have to stay obediently. Now I just hope to meet the news that has been passed down in the Jianghu before my brother comes down the mountain. I hope that the 4 sisters who are known as the 4 great beauties in the world will live up to their reputation. Give 1 to the younger brother, keep 2 for myself, and let the rest of the Jianghu fight for it. The white fox face held a bowl in one hand and stroked a embroidered winter knife with the other. The knife is recognized as the first among the 9 short weapons in the 9 long and 9 short 18 weapons. Those who practice swords are smarter, too lazy to argue about what is the first among the 9 short, and directly give themselves the title of the king of all weapons. The embroidered winter's knife is 3 feet and 2 inches long, with a handle of 2.5 inches, exquisitely beautiful, more aesthetically pleasing than the simple spring thunder's knife, which is very much in line with the prince's aesthetics. When he travels in Lingzhou, he likes to pick a pleasing sword from the arsenal to hang on his waist. As for the embroidered winter's knife, he estimated that the weight is about 2 jin, but the white fox face once revealed, when he was in a good mood, that the embroidered winter's knife weighs 10 jin and 9 liang. Su Fengnian doesn't have many great advantages. He was born in the Biling mansion. When he was a child, he climbed up and down in the arsenal every day and has seen the world. He believed it at once. As for the narrow and short spring thunder's knife, it has never been unsheathed, and the white fox face has never mentioned it, which is a more or less regrettable thing for Su Fengnian. Su Fengnian raised his glass and said, "I toast to you." The white fox face imperceptibly turned his head. The angle was very slight, but Su Fengnian knew that this meant the white fox face was asking, so he smiled and replied, It's not to thank you for sending me back to Lingzhou. This is not a favor. I gave you half of the swallowing gold treasure book, and we are even. But you let me be sure that there are indeed masters in the world who can single-handedly overthrow 100 fierce bandits. Otherwise my 3 years of hard work would have been in vain. The white fox face continued to maintain that angle. Su Fengnian, who could almost remember it all, was not a stupid person, and once again took the initiative to explain. Whether you believe it or not, I have to tell you that there are definitely masters like you in the mansion, and there are destined to be more than 1 or 2. But no one has ever shown me a few tricks in front of me, probably because Su Xiao has told them, which led me to always doubt whether the flying eaves and walking on the snow without leaving a trace is the boasting of the people in the river and lake. The white fox face lowered his head and took a sip of wine. Su Fengnian smiled and said, Say it, wait for me to come to you, what do you want me to do? The white fox face, who was jokingly called the most beautiful person in the world, showed a smile for the first time, very much in line with his style, and said directly, I want to enter Tingqiao Pavilion and read half of the world's martial arts secrets. Su Fengnian was taken aback and said, What do you want to do? Isn't learning martial arts boring and boring? I refused to learn martial arts back then, practicing in winter and summer. Maybe there is no rest and leisure in my life. How can it be as comfortable as being a leisurely dandy? The white fox face's mouth slightly rose, and he didn't say a word. Obviously, we are not of the same path. Su Fengnian frowned and said, just to become the best master in the world? The white fox face looked at the spring thunder knife lying on the table, and shook his head gently. Su Fengnian asked again, is it hard to snatch a woman from someone else, and you want to become stronger? The white fox face glanced at Su Fengnian strangely, just like looking at a fool. Su Fengnian was out of options, so he simply shut up and drank the wine, not forgetting to let the innkeeper warm up 2 pots of the best and most expensive yellow rice wine for the accompanying Old Huang. Old Huang's surname is Huang, and he only loves to drink yellow rice wine. Strange people have strange tempers, just like the white fox face, but why isn't Old Huang a master like the white fox face? Thinking of this, Su Fengnian drank more. The white fox face said slowly, I want to kill 4 people. Su Fengnian was stunned and said, with your extraordinary skills, is it still difficult? The white fox face's eyes were strange again, and Su Fengnian immediately knew that he was a fool again, and said mockingly, okay, then they are the top 10 masters in the world. The white fox face looked out of the window, looking lonely, just like the season of early autumn, which set off the scenery. It's almost the same. 2 are first-class masters. That is, the top 10 masters you mentioned, and the other 2 are probably even more powerful, but half of the 4 are not people from your Liang dynasty. Su Fengnian clapped his thigh and said, white fox face, you are great, I like you just like this hero. Accidentally revealing the secret, Su Fengnian thought it was not good, but the beauty who heard the nickname white fox face only smiled slightly, did not seem to dislike it, and thought it was interesting. Su Fengnian tentatively asked, Tingqiao Pavilion is not a place that you can enter if you want to. Since I can remember, almost every year there are so-called heroes from the river and lake who rush to their deaths like moths to a flame, and then are thrown into the wilderness. I have seen it several times, and the death is miserable. But I can promise you first to enter the mansion. I can help you take out the second book after you finish reading one, until you finish reading. If Su Xiao agrees, you can stay directly in Tingqiao Pavilion. The premise is that you don't dislike those zombies like the guards of the pavilion. Hey, they are not as handsome and interesting as me. The white fox face's long peach blossom eyes showed a different color, looking straight at Su Fengnian. It is self-evident. Su Jiahua, make a condition. Su Fengnian said uneasily, just one condition, tell me your name. The white fox face tilted his head, thought about it, and said softly, Zhenan Gong Pui.